Nigerians applaud President Bola Tinubu's diplomatic shuttle and potential for domestic manufacturing, trade and investment. Urge ministers to leverage on inroads made in international collaborations. Political parties gear up for the November off-cycle governorship elections in Kogi, Bayelsa and Imo. Also on political updates, tribunal judgments upend some seats in the state and federal legislature. Those affected seek the help of higher courts. We have details of this and more in the course of the program. I am Fisai Ogunfui. Welcome. As a country richly endowed with natural resources and hardworking people, Nigeria has no reason to be in a poor state. But be that as it may, the reality, President Bola Tinubu says, is ready to reverse the trend and build a better Nigeria. The president received a delegation of leaders from Rivers State Thursday at the State House.
First official visit on the president since his victory at the tribunal. And these leaders across strata from Rivers State, led by their governor, were that timely. In a seeming first reaction officially, President Bola Tinubu is happy to still have the top job, as further confirmed through the pronouncement of a tribunal. And so, to justify the mandate revalidated, the president says he is ready to face the task of delivering a greater Nigeria.
We have to make what appeared difficult very easy and achieve possibilities within a very short period of time. Our people are expecting a lot from us. I'm not the president that will give excuses. I want to work hard for our nation. A nation united by a single purpose. Development. Focused. Determined. Make wealth, prosperity a target for all. We have no reasons to be poor. We don't. And I'm assuring you that we're not going to look back, but we will continue to look forward.
This, indeed, is the first time since the return of democracy in 1999 that Rivers State is truly feeling the impact of the federal government. However, we humbly urge Mr. President to note that access to the refinery on the East-West Road is in most deplorable state, and we appeal to Mr. President to approve the reconstruction thereof so as to facilitate the transportation of petroleum products from the refinery.
A 15-member ministerial committee, I beg your pardon, for Nigeria's 63rd independence anniversary has been inaugurated by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume. The SGF expressed confidence in the personality of the committee members to deliver on their mandate.
Nigeria's 63rd independence anniversary will take place on the 1st of October 2023. And activities lined up for the celebration will kickstart with a World Press Conference on the 25th of September, while other events are scheduled as follows. Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, disclosed this while inaugurating members of the Planning Committee that will take charge.
Time is of essence regarding the preparation of the 63rd Independence Anniversary celebration. The proposed activities for the celebration would be subject to finalization by the Interministerial Committee. The terms of reference of each subcommittee and list of membership will be sent by the Secretariat, while subcommittee secretaries will present their budgets for consideration and approval.
The members include Ministers of Information and National Orientation, Interior, Finance, Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Foreign Affairs, and the FCT. Others are National Security Advisor, Inspector General of Police, Director General, Department of State Service, and the Commander, Ghost Brigade. Permanent secretaries in the office of the SGF and the Minister of Health are also members. The anniversary, the AGF also explains, will afford the federal government the opportunity to showcase its achievements in addressing the socio-economic challenges being faced by the country.
The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris Malagi, has made a case for political parties' supremacy at an engagement with North Central stakeholders of the All Progressives Congress. He says this will fast-track and guarantee good governance.
The minister says at the inception of democracy in the First and Second Republics, party supremacy played a significant role in promoting Nigeria's unity in diversity. This ideology, he believes, if revived, will promote intra-party peace, inclusive governance, and ensure speedy delivery of the democratic tenet.
North Central had done very, very well in the last election. And in view of this, Honourable Minister, we want you and your colleagues and the party to work in tandem and on the same page to ensure that the interest of North Central is protected.
The governors, come ministers, come the party leadership, to ensure that we don't become caterpillar that makes the road, that is refused to walk on the road.
I am hopeful that our women will also be considered for other board appointments.
And I believe that the party should actually guide the way, democratic processes are implemented in this country. I think we should return to that. We've seen that happen in the NPN days. We saw how the party was so strong. I will play my part to ensure that that strength that the party used to have, we give it back to the party, because we lose nothing by doing that.
Members of the All Progressives Congress from the North Central Geopolitical Zone are on a solidarity visit to the minister as the leader of the party in the zone.
Now, in the past few weeks, the Nigerian government has made efforts to market the nation anew in terms of the viability of foreign investment in key areas of its economy. The government says it's also ensuring domestic competence in the course of the nation, confidence in the course of the nation, that is the direction the nation is taking. Now, Ambassador Musa Soke of the Nigerian Diplomats Forum joins us today. Now, thank you very much for joining us. What jumps at you in the President's interaction with other leaders and captains of industry so far?
Well, let me first of all welcome Mr. President on his affirmative trip to the Emirates of Dubai. And the achievement so far recorded is very timely, as it's due to promote the business, economics, and the infrastructure developments in the country. And having said that, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is somebody who believes in himself. Despite all odds, he has taken positive steps to see that the good things get to the grassroots and masses actually benefits from the dividend of democracy.
Let's look at, some of the, we have new ministers on board now, and we've seen some of the agreements being signed, some promises made, even on the sidelines of the G20 meeting in India. What would be your advice to ministers in terms of leveraging on this to go forward?
My advice is that they should do everything within the tenet of the law to ensure that they do the needful by, making sure that everything that is packaged through their ministry actually go down to, affect the life of a common man. It is, known that in the previous and other governments of the past, some of the ministers have not adequately done what is supposed of them. But with this government of His Excellency Asiwaju-led administration and Kashin Shettima, all the people that are brought on board is people of high integrity, and people we believe they are going to perform to give the masses the best, so that to ensure the economic growth and economic development of Nigeria.
All right, we've had some of these conversations in the past, but let's just do a quick study in terms of, sections of, sectors of the economy. Which ones readily jump to your mind that will need perhaps quick intervention so that we begin to feel the impact?
Mr. President have already declared a state of emergency on food security. So all measures should be taken towards ensuring that we diversify and the agricultural sector is given a high priority. The number one priority of man is to see that he get what to eat. And Nigeria is blessed. We have land that is substantial enough to give us what we are going to produce for local and international consumption. So priority should be given to agricultural sector. With this, we believe that agriculture is not a kind of a sector that needs serious expertise to undertake. You can see it was a sector that it has been on ground for age long. So priority should be given to that sector of the economy in order to improve the standard of the living of the masses.
All right, we'll come to some politics now very shortly, but let's take stories from other parties as well. The Board of Trustees of the People's Democratic Party says it is monitoring and studying the outcome of cases in various election tribunals with regards to the level of adherence and respect to the rule of law and evidence before such courts. This was at its 75th meeting at the PDP headquarters in Abuja.
It's the first meeting of the Board of Trustees of the PDP after the last general election and 75th in the series. Members reviewed the state of affairs of the nation and the party. Their meeting ended with a 10-point communique restating its rejection of the judgment of the Presidential Election Petition Court in upholding the declaration of the All Progressives Congress as winner of the February 25, 2023 presidential election.
I also call an appeal to all members of the BOT to refrain from making provocative and incisive public statements about the ongoing presidential election case and the party as we seek justice at the Supreme Court.
What's happening within the party after the election? We find ourselves in this situation due to certain actions and inactions of all of us.
The BOT assured Nigerians that despite its challenges, the PDP remains united, stronger and more determined to continue to lead the charge to improving the country's democracy. Members of the PDP Board of Trustees later visited the party's presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, where they pledged their continued support to his candidacy, hoping that he would emerge victorious at the Supreme Court.
And still with the PDP, the People's Democratic Party says it is committed to strengthening the nation's democratic practices. National chairman of the party, Umar Damagum, stated this in Abuja while inaugurating the People's Democratic Institute PDI Establishment Committee.
The People's Democratic Institute is the research and development arm of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. It was established in 2000 but later went comatose. Efforts are, however, building up to revive it through the process of bringing in someone that can pilot the institution to achieve its goal within the shortest period of time. PDP Acting National Chairman Umar Damagum said the party is not deterred by its present challenges. Members of the People's Democratic Institute's Establishment Committee are saddled with the responsibility to source for a Director General who will lead the institution.
It is the first of the sign of its kind in the annals, political annals of this country. And PDP being the largest and being the best party in this country, it has a lot to offer the Nigerians.
Members of the committee are drawn from the 6 geopolitical zones in the country.
We just under about 2 months to the off-cycle elections in Kogi, Imo, and Bayelsa states. Parties already activities within the parties are already gathering momentum towards perhaps getting the vote of the people in those states. We still have our guests in the studio. Ambassador Soken, party activities at the moment get towards the off-cycle elections first. Are you seeing some palpable momentum within the parties, or is it when we get closer to the D-Day?
Well, all steps are on high gear to ensure that APC win all the election that is that is coming soonest. The party have organized themselves fully, and all committees and subcommittees have been set up, and all this is done to ensure that APC actually galvanize and canvass massive support for their candidates across all these states.
Without talking about your party specifically, just being a politician, have we learned anything from the last cycle of elections in terms of our conduct as politicians, as well as putting into cognizance the provisions within the Electoral Act in our conduct in the exercises that will soon be, the guidelines, of course, that we'll soon hear from INEC as well, guiding the off-cycle governorship elections?
It's all about a kind of a consolidated in-house unification. All grudges and all differences should be put aside. All parties that front their candidate for an election are supposed to know that a division in the House is going to be a serious cox in winning the election. So all possible steps towards ensuring that the party actually participate and do the needful and win elections is actually the cause for concern, which I believe all parties are doing their best to ensure that it's come to pass.
All right, we'll come back for your final comments in terms of internal party cohesion and litigations that have clocked election cycles, especially some of them traced even back to primaries in the parties as well. But let's take some other stories. A coalition of civil society groups, Citizens United for Democracy in Nigeria, has appealed to the National Judicial Council to thoroughly investigate some of the judgments delivered by the National and State Assembly election petition tribunals. National coordinator of the group, Felix Ngutswen, was reacting to the tribunal judgments in Plateau State, where the victory of some National Assembly candidates were upturned for alleged structural party issues at the primary.
In transparent and fair electoral process, can Nigerian democracy truly survive? The Presidential Election Petition Court has already ruled and spelled out the section of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria how an elected public officer can be disqualified. Since the Presidential Election Tribunal has no jurisdiction on the pre-election matter, how come that the Plateau State National Assembly Election Petition Tribunal have jurisdiction on the same pre-election matter?
Now, a civil society coalition known as a Center for Social Justice, Equity and Transparency has protested over what it called impersonation by a faction of the Alliance Party executive.
We therefore request the Office of the Inspector General of Police to investigate and unravel the mystery behind the criminal action. The Center for Social Justice, Equity and Transparency, as a concerned civil society organization, believe that it will be to the interest of justice and the perpetrators to be brought to book.
All right, before we go, matters still arising, and just like you heard in one or two of those comments, it seems to me as if if you got it wrong at the foundation level, some parties still having issues, at the primary level, that's intra-party issues that is still clogging the heels of the verdicts.
That is actually the area to which I think all hands must be on decks to ensure that all these grudges is being settled before the election. Definitely what we should be looking at is people that are going to impact positively in the life of the citizenry. As the SGF, His Excellency Dr. Senator George Akume has always called on all members of political parties to do the needful and at all time to ensure that this country remain united, even though in diversity.
All right, many thanks for Ambassador Soken for coming on the program. But before now and the off-cycle elections, not talking about your parties now, in terms of conduct of politicians who continue to still use the inducements to get their wish on the podium. What would be your, counsel at this time? Because we still have issues of both buying, intimidation, as in some parts of, the country in what we saw in the, different complaints before the milords of the different petition tribunals.
This is something that I'm calling on all to deviate from those acts that is contrary to the injunction of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. All these acts that is, going to be a detriment in the cause of justice should be totally abstained from. And people should be looking at doing the correct things so that at the end of the day, we bring the best on board.
Many thanks for your contributions on the program and you for watching as well. We close shop for this week on this note to return again, God willing, on Tuesday with a fresher package with our eyes closely, watching keenly on the runoff to the off-cycle elections coming up in November in Bayelsa, Imo, and Kogi states. The candidates and plans for the people of those states. That has been Political Update for this week. My name is Fisaya Ogufi, thanking you for watching and keeping you in God's hands until we meet again. Bye-bye now.